Hey guys, it's Marcel here at Pro Play Games. Today I'm going to challenge the Oob leader from World Tournament. And I'm going to be playing it mostly mono blue, so let's check that out. Alright guys, so let me first start by explaining what the Oob leader does. On his unawakened side, he's just Oob. He attacks, draws a card. He's a blue World Tournament leader, very significant. Untap 2 energy when he awakens. Pretty simple, the generic same as most leaders currently. When he awakens, he becomes an auto attack draw leader, and activate main, you take a life and bounce a card from their one battle card on their side of the field and put it back to their hand. It's pretty meh as an ability, but it has a very interesting use that I can actually explain later. So let's start looking at the deck first, and I'll do that later. First, we're gonna start with our super combos, as we usually do. Top of his game, Son Gohan. If your leader's a World Tournament, at 5 or less, you can draw a card like a normal super combo, but at 5 or less life instead of 4. So pretty useful. I just chose the blue one because at worst case scenario, you can charge his energy. Since this deck is mostly blue, so you want blue energy. Next is our combo into rest mode of Gohan's, the Raging Spirits. So this card is a very strong defensive card that's been around since set 2. If your leader's blue, you can play this card usually as a defensive combo, and it comes into rest mode. So when it comes to your turn, it comes back to active. So you're just ready to attack next turn. So it's a 1 energy, 15k card. Pretty simple. Next, the new card that people are talking about for Oob. Only this leader can use it. Shocking Latent ability lets you gain 10,000 power to your leader if your leader's Oob and draw 1 card. So it's essentially like a super combo for 1 energy, specifically blue energy though. The interesting to note here is that it can only be used on your leader. So it's not the same as Unbreakable Goku, the red card. Because you can only give it to your Oob, you can't give it to a battle card that you're trying to defend with, so, or give it power, either way. But it's still good because it's blue energy, and I like to just keep it consistent for energy wise. Next, we're gonna use our untaps, Sensu Bean and Unyielding. Since our leader's blue, we can abuse the Unyielding Trunks on our turn to untap an energy, and Sensu Bean usually defensively on your opponent's turn to untap energy and gain power. Really broken cards. Pick these up if you don't already have them. Get your playsets at Pro Play Games. Legendary Flute, we can play one of it, so we'll play one of it. You're a blue leader, so try to use it as best you can. Next, a new card as well from World Tournament. Awakening Talent Pan, very significant in this meta. You can attack with it, gain 10,000, and then at the end of your turn, draw it. It goes back into your hand, and it's a World Tournament leader, World Tournament card, which is very significant because of the next card I'm about to show you. The Announcer Play-by-Play Pro is a counter and also a card that can draw you potentially a lot of cards if you have other World Tournament cards on the field. So, like I've said, if you have maybe one of these on the board and a pan for the turn before it flutes itself back, you can play another one and draw 2 cards right before she goes back to your hand. So it's very interesting to note, and it is negates, and it's a 5k pump, so it's really useful regardless. The next announcer is the Ever Curious Announcer. This one makes your deck very consistent because it looks at the top 7 for a World Tournament card and adds it to your hand, including itself. So it's very useful, and most of this deck is going to be World Tournament, so you shouldn't really whiff at all. You can also get your super combo, very interesting to note. Alright, the next card is going to be the Link card. Link cards, Hercule and Pan SPR actually. So these cards actually link up to form a single picture. It's pretty cool. Interesting design for this this set. So I really suggest people pick these up because they look really cute. and they're actually very strong. The Hercule is played first for 3 energy. It has barrier, so it's really hard to get rid of. And when you play the Pan card, as long as this is on the board, you will draw 2 cards and untap an energy at the end of your turn. Now remember, this isn't once per turn. So if you play 2 Pans in 1 turn, you can draw 4 cards and untap 2 energy at the end of your turn. Really cool. It curves out perfectly because this is on turn 3 and this is on turn 4. Turn 3, you can use an Unyielding Trunks maybe and not tap out. And on turn 4, you can play on curve and not tap out again because this card untaps you. And remember, this card gains 10,000 power and double strike, and it's already a dual attack. So this is a 25k dual attack double striker for essentially 3 energy because this card untaps energy at the end of your turn. That's broken. I love this combo. It's really great. It also keeps the 10,000 as long as this card's there. So it's 25k in rest mode at the end of your turn. Kind of hard to trade up to that, so people are going to have to respond to that in some other way. Our next card, which is just a solid blue card for most decks, Awe-Inspiring Vegito from the Ultimate box. Usually on curve is the 3-drop Hercule, the 4-drop Pan, and then on turn 5 you want to drop your Vegito because once you're at 5 energy you draw a card. And it pretty much solidifies your board state with barrier cards and pretty much really strong battle card that you have to deal with before you can go for game. And this is the mechanic that I was trying to explain before. At the activate main on this effect on his awakened side is not once per turn, so you can use it 3 times before because you can't take your last life obviously, or else you lose. So you can go down to 1 life, drop a Vegito, and pretty much be safe for the whole game because you just gain 3 cards. You gain 5k power each time you use this ability, by the way. So you go up to 30k swing, and you pretty much can't die because this card's on the board and they have to deal with this first. So I think that's a really good game plan that I think people should try out. And the last blue battle card that we have is the SCR, Son Goku and Oob. If you get to 6 energy and your opponent gets to 6 energy, this card goes from 8 to 6, so you can actually play it on curve. So right after your Vegito turn, you slam down the SCR and try to win the game right there. It's pretty much like if you draw it, and you win the game, just destroy your opponent. It's a 1-up, so just try to pick that up. And it's thematically pretty cool. Our next card that aren't going to be blue is the Hidden Power Supreme Kai. This is pretty much just double strike Champa, but for World Tournament. So it's searchable with the 1-drop, which is really cool, and it steals games. So that's really useful to always have in decks. Champa is my favorite card, so it's in every one of my decks. The next package is going to be, as usual, the Scientist Fu package. A 2-2 split of Scientist Fu that draws you 2 cards, and the Dimensional Banisher Fu, which warps any battle card. So it's a best of both worlds situation, removal on one end and then draw power on the other end. Alright guys, thanks for watching this Oob Leader deck profile. We have all the singles from this video on ProPlayGames.com, and we also have the lowest prices on TCG Player. So we're gonna have an upcoming battle series with this deck coming up soon, so please stay subscribed to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. And as always, thank you for watching.